Do you live to work or work to live? This is the question I asked myself for the last decade, and more often during the Great Resignation. As in, do you feel deeply invested and fulfilled by your career and will spend a great deal of your time and energy on related pursuits? Or do you accept a role that may not excite you, but which gives you the means to pursue your hobbies, to travel, and to spend your free time? If you already know the answer, here's another soul-searching question. Would you rather have a mermaid with top half fish or bottom half fish? I am one of the few millions who joined the Great Resignation. And these were the questions that cluttered my mind, along with the question that Steve Jobs asked himself every day. If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? A question that I also ask myself every morning during my bike ride. I like to think that I work to live, but with either scenarios, work is still in the picture. But as Confucius said, choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. I have yet to attain such wisdom, especially when making $1.54 from my last video. But then again, the same man who also said, only when a mosquito lands on your testicle will you realize there is a way to solve a problem without using violence. Maybe my time has yet to come, or maybe I should care little for monetary value, but rather live for the experience like a true millennial, walking around like they rent the place. But even if one's job is not exciting or something one truly loves, there are ways to make it just a little bit better, like having an organized desk or be good looking, and everything else will follow. If the latter is unattainable, let me show you how I organize my office, starting with my very own iPad Pro desk setup inside our Tesla Model 3. Working in the car can be cramped and restricted, but it does not have to be, especially once one understands that their tiny car, most likely taken for granted, is the best ergonomic office in their possession, and on wheels. Your car is designed from the start to be comfortable and ergonomic. Adjustable seat? Check. Adjustable steering wheel? Check. 90-degree elbow rest? Check. Adjustable lumbar? Who cares? Heated seat? Maybe. Bed? Check. Stealth mode for emergency bathroom break? Check. A place to hide for saying the wrong thing at the right time? Check. Everything you need to get through a workday, you can get it done in your car with comfort and style. Imagine yourself in a pandemic, mask mandates, toilet paper shortages, millions of job loss, but fortunately, you still have a job because you stay low, real low that they don't even know you have been working there for almost 10 years, or that your salary is laughable, that getting rid of you costs more than having you employed. However, even when employed, you could not go into the office since you are not essentials. You could only work from home day after day for months on end. After a while, you want a change of sceneries. You tried every room in the house, even the toilet. But in the end, you are still in and around the vicinity of your own home, trapped in your own thoughts, bored for eternity. It's only a matter of time before you implode, unless you can find a way out, realizing that the world is your oyster. This is your chance. After this, there's no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up on your couch, that is also your office. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how to turn your boring car into a productivity haven. Who says working from home means you have to stay at home? You can work on top of the mountain, near a beach, or even outside your ex-girlfriend's house because you changed the lock but not the Wi-Fi password. All you need is love and an iPad Pro. But in case you fancy more and need a full-blown desk setup from the good old days with extra low cubicles, illusion of privacy, and Chad, who always answer your how are you with living the dream, you can have a desk setup right inside your car, an office on wheel. With any desk setup, you will need a desk. But inside the confined space of the Tesla, creating or designing a desk needs creativity and space. What better place to have a desk than at the driver's seat, utilizing the height adjustable steering wheel? This tray table is inexpensive, light, durable, and can easily be stored away conveniently behind the passenger seat for fast deployed and stowaway. Not to mention it can also be used as a dining table for those virtual team lunches. Speaking of virtual team lunches, if you want privacy working in the car, use a virtual background or be frank about it. Honesty goes a long way.
Baby, I feel fat. Can you give me a compliment?
You have perfect eyesight.
And speaking of privacy, we created our own blinds so we can work without worrying about what others might think of us, while we create our next business idea, like solar power flashlight. If I were to choose one computer to bring with me at all times in my Peak Design Everyday Backpack, it would be the iPad Pro. Even though I'm fully aware that iPadOS is not up there in terms of capabilities when compared to Windows or macOS, I will still choose the iPad Pro, and that is because of one reason: simplicity. But what is simplicity? Simplicity means cutting back on clutter, complications, and trivial distractions, and focusing on the essentials. Simplicity retains the essence and deletes the rest. Only when we remove the excess can we truly appreciate its beauty. What results only appear natural, yet complex. The iPad Pro is just that. No clutter, no complications, no unnecessary distractions, only the essentials. I love the iPad Pro. From the tiniest feature of separating the power button from the volume keys, to the floating design when attached to the Magic Keyboard, to the multi-touch gesture of its iPadOS. Everything is just simple and easy to use, while exerting its complexities in forms and functions. I have been in love with the iPad Pro ever since the first gen. Even though I have higher-end laptop, I always choose the iPad Pro to be in my peak design everyday backpack. It is one of those no BS tools that I can rely on time after time. To be fair, most tasks, such as checking LinkedIn to see who also joined the Great Resignation, can be done on a cell phone, so a full-blown OS is overkill. The iPad Pro fits nicely in the middle. For my content creation, I use LumaFusion, the best video editor for iPadOS. And for coding, I use Jump Desktop to remote into my work laptop. For the software engineers out there that don't think you can code on the iPad Pro, try Jump Desktop. After a while, you forget that you are remoting into another machine. My previous company provided me with a huge laptop because they believed that bigger is better. After many years, I have noticed that one of my arms is bigger than the other, from the sheer size and weight of the laptop, amongst other things. So I spent my last year remoting into my work laptop and code on my iPad Pro. As for monitor, we need something portable and not the one that comes with a huge charger brick. After all, we are trying to build an office on wheel. As a software engineer, I need bigger screen for coding and accurate color for content creation. The iPad Pro screen is extremely accurate, and therefore the monitor is only a mean for a larger real estate. Meet the Asus 15-inch portable monitor. It has only one port, USB-C, for power and data. It takes power from your iPad Pro in exchange for portability and simplicity. Less wires mean less mess. As a result, provides a quick clean setup between those supercharging breaks. The great thing about this monitor is the price, especially for a brand name. Not to mention the included cover that can be folded to act as a stand. With something this affordable, I don't mind it being banged around in a confined space or when Nikki, aka Lady Dropper, get her paws on it. I swear, she scratches our tech just by looking at it. There are 2 ways to mount a monitor in your Tesla. Rest on the steering wheel and magnetically attached to the windshield. Check out our 5 ways on how to mount the iPad Pro in the car. Rest on top of the 15-inch touchscreen and secure with 2 magnets. Check out our DIY how to mount iPad Pro and phones in car. This setup is especially useful for sharing the screen with someone in the passenger or back seats for pair programming, watching a movie, or play games together while waiting at the supercharger. For other types of mountings, we have an extensive playlist on how to mount tablets and phones inside the car. Many tablets, including the iPad Pro, have been stuck in their flimsy folio keyboards for years. It was a neat, interesting origami design, but soon the many flaws came out, such as falling over easily when placed on lap, and impossible to carry around like a laptop. Apple was among the first to redesign their keyboard, and it was at this moment that the iPad Pro is no longer being looked at as just a tablet. It is now a computer that can compete with laptops. One major features of the Magic Keyboard is that it comes with an additional USB-C port for charging, leaving your iPad Pro USB-C port free to attach a monitor without requiring a separate docking station. This alone is enough to justify the high price tag, as other keyboards do not have an additional port. There are so many great features with the new Magic Keyboard. Oh my god, it was love at first sight. The iPad Pro looks and feels like a work of art once docked with the Magic Keyboard. The floating design is beautifully crafted and quite mesmerizing seeing the floating iPad Pro on top of the backlit keyboard at night. The way the iPad Pro is suspended when attached to the Magic Keyboard gives a futuristic feel like an aircraft hovering above the horizon. I know I'm getting all poetic and mellow, but just look at it. Look at it! As soon as I saw the Magic Keyboard comes with a touchpad, I was sold. Like when Julia Roberts saw Richard Gere in the Lotus Esprit, there were no hesitation, as Apple TouchPads are top-notch. Apple TouchPad alone is another reason that can justify the high price tag for a keyboard. The Magic Keyboard touchpad is extremely precise and fluid that you forget to use an external mouse. It is just that good. It really is magical. The keys are amazing. Nice tactile feel and well spaced. I did not realize how good the Magic Keyboard is until after I used the Dell XPS 13 that was supposed to have one of the best keyboard. Let's just say I prefer typing on the Magic Keyboard. The backlit keys are a bonus and great for when working late while Nikki is asleep in the back of Hotel Tesla. She's similar to a vampire, aversion to lights, and have fangs. All keyboards should be backlit. Buying a keyboard without backlit keys is like buying a Tesla without headlights. You cannot type in the dark while driving. The iPad Pro attached to the Magic Keyboard with strong magnets. So strong that one day, on October 24th, 9:45 a.m., during a nice breezy morning, I was planning to make my second cup of tea while Nikki was planning to turn my world upside down by knocking down my brand new iPad Pro attached to the Magic Keyboard, sitting on my cafe workstation. She succeeded, but the iPad Pro did not budge from the Magic Keyboard, thanks to the strong magnets, resulting in a successful save. It was at this moment that I knew. Trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and sometimes a lifetime to repair. I trusted my Magic Keyboard to securely cradle my iPad Pro, but I cannot trust Nikki, aka full-time dropper, with anything expensive. There should not be any doubts when it comes to the build quality of the Magic Keyboard. Everything is top-notch, down to the rigidity when opened, smooth and steady when closed. Finally, Apple has made a keyboard for the iPad Pro that can be used on my lap without tipping when in the middle of an intense diarrhea. We use a wood iPad stand from GroveMade to secure our iPad Pro. This tablet stand works well with any of our devices, including iPad Pro, Dell XPS 13, Samsung S7 Plus, and Z Fold 3. And it's weighty, with natural cork foot to prevent slippage. And thanks to the felt lining, we don't have to worry about scratches. The tablet stand comprises of 3 of my favorite materials: wood, metal, and felt. Maybe that is one of the reasons why I like it so much. It feels personal and relatable, with only one angle: upright and honorable. A great personality trait, but a questionable design. I imagine the design team were full of engineers. Take 90 degrees, then -5. That should be the perfect angle for a stiffer neck. It is made with maple that complements the Tesla Model 3 wood trim nicely, minus the color differences and the wood types. The wool felt is merino, the same as my underwear I wear 7 days a week, thanks to its antimicrobial, which prevent bacteria from forming, causing bad odors. I know what you are wondering. Where can I get some? Link in the description. The metal is stainless steel, so it does not stain. To be frank, I did not think I would like the GroveMade wood iPad stand, but it's growing on me, like fungus. I like it so much that I often move the GroveMade wood iPad stand between our Tesla and our cafe workstation. It's one of the few things that I wish I had too, like testicles. As for mouse, the Apple TouchPad alone will suffice. Given its fluidity, accuracy, and multi-gesture capabilities, it is extremely refined that a mouse is not needed for everyday use. Therefore, require one less item that can clog up your iPad Pro Tesla desk setup. When I edit video, I don't use a mouse. Everything can be done with the Magic Keyboard touchpad, and it's actually much easier than using a traditional mouse due to the iPadOS unrefined mouse support. However, when I remote into a Windows work laptop, a mouse is very much needed, as it works better on Windows. Therefore, I always have my Logitech MX Master 3 in my Peak Design everyday backpack. I have version 1 and 3. Version 1 for my Command Center workstation, and version 3 for my Cafe and Tesla workstation. It works perfectly on many surfaces including untreated wood and glass. I did not understand the importance of such features until I set up our Cafe workstation. There's just not enough space to accommodate a mousepad, so having a mouse that works on glass is unconfined. The MX Master is one of those tech that I don't feel the need to upgrade, as it is already refined and perfected. Not to mention the sexy curves, because real mice have curves. The MX Master can connect to 3 different devices via Bluetooth and can switch to another device with a press of a button. Imagine switching from your main desktop to your tablet to your phone. It's like 3 mice for the price of 1. 1 mouse to rule them all. You can instantly feel the comfort and the quality as soon as you place your hand on top of the MX Master. It's like being in a Tesla. The design makes sense and feels futuristic. Speaking of Tesla, the MX Master 3 looks and feels luxurious and blends right in with the dark gray interior of our Tesla Model 3. The MX Master is a must-have accessory for our desk setup and in my Peak Design everyday backpack. If you are going to use a mouse for your iPad Pro Tesla desk setup, you will need a mousepad. Conveniently, the Tesla Center console is the perfect mousepad, which is one less item needed for our iPad Pro Tesla desk setup. To top it off, the Tesla Model 3 center console is at a perfect 90 degrees angle for your arm, which is the recommendation from ergonomic experts. This applies not only when working at a desk, but also when sitting in the car, so make sure to adjust your seat so your arm is parallel to the ground. If you are not going to use a mouse, I would suggest you get a center console pillow because your arm deserves it. This center console pillow matches the dark gray interior of the Tesla and provide an extremely luxury comfort for your funny bone. Not to mention, helps the center console from being trampled on by Nikki when she climbs to the back of Hotel Tesla. In order to power your iPad Pro and monitor, we need a power source. Unfortunately, most older cars do not come with USB ports, let alone 110-volt outlet. But don't fret, we have the perfect solution for power, and most importantly, renewable power. There's a satisfying feeling knowing that all of our electronics are 100% charged at all time. We used to road trip in our Honda Civic, and since it has an internal combustion engine, charging anything inside a car requires starting the engine to produce power and carbon monoxide. After years of car camping and fear of going gentle into that good night, we decided to purchase a portable power station. Meet the Jackery 240 Watt-hour portable power station. Not only that it fits nicely in our Tesla Model 3, but it can charge every electronics inside the Tesla with 2 USB, 110 and 12 volt. It feels great knowing that while we are on the move, we can fully charge all of our devices before we reach our next destination. However, you may not need a power station for your iPad Pro Tesla desk setup, but imagine having to work 8 hours straight in your Tesla. The power station helps store additional power to charge all of your devices, while itself can be topped off by your car or from an external source, such as a solar panel. Which come to our next must-have product, a solar panel. This 50-watt solar panels helps power the power station while charging all of our devices. For our setup, it only needs to charge our iPad Pro, which in turn powers the monitor. It easily installed under the rear window and can be moved outside to get the most out of our sun. To see our Tesla solar panel setup, check out our solar power stealth camping setup in our Tesla Model 3 video. One cannot work without music, as music is to the soul what words are to the blind. Mine, I play thunderstorm sounds when I work. It gives me a feeling of deadlines are near and lightnings be striking my arse at any moment in time. You might think I'm joking, but I was raised in a strict family. Either get things done or death by 1,000 bamboo strikes. I was also given another ultimatum: doctor, engineer, or adoption. I settled with interior design, but my sister somehow mistakenly switched my drawing classes with algorithm and assembly. To this day, I wonder if I could be the next Van Gogh or Mona Lisa. Playing any music through the Tesla premium speaker is a dream. Never distort at maximum level, but enough bass to weave your arse hair into a ponytail. But if, say, someone else is also there, taking up the stereo, listening to Let It Go from Frozen for the 100th time, a pair of earbuds in these situations promotes healthier relationship and eardrums. I chose the Samsung Buds 2 over the AirPods Pro, as the AirPods were violently making love to my ears and left many scars, the kind that should be illegal. As a bonus, the Buds 2 is more affordable, and I can wear it to sleep with active noise cancellation to block the distorted snoring from the back of Hotel Tesla. If I want to get even more fancy, I use my Sony headphones, which arguably has the best noise cancellation, and it cups my ear like a well-support bra. I wouldn't know the feeling, but I can only imagine it is better than the little support I get from our marriage. If you have been wondering about a fancy headphone stand, it is from GrowthMade. They have sent it to me, and I absolutely have no idea where to put it. It does not fit in the Tesla, nor does it fit on my cafe or command center workstation. I guess I have to give it to Nikki and let her do whatever. The material is maple, vegetable tan leather, stainless steel, and cork. I don't know why I'm attracted to these materials. Maybe because they are natural, or maybe because it was free. But I do know that it will become one of those timeless objects, like a broken watch. Working in your car allows for any views one desired. It's like having an office with a window view of your choice, a real-life wallpaper of ever-changing sceneries. However, that can get annoying quickly. Imagine people on their vacation judging you for working in your car and not enjoying the moment. The same people that tell you to stop and smell the roses, which are the same people preaching that happiness top out at $75,000. Money may not buy happiness, but I'd rather cry in a Tesla than on a bicycle. Anyway, We made our own blinds using reflectix and covered them with black fabrics. For the front window, we purchased an extra large windshield cover that can easily stow away in our seat organizer, a great companion for any vehicles. Also, it makes you look like a prepper for the next zombie apocalypse.
We have placed a monitor. This is our 15.4-inch monitor. And then see, this is lotion, some bandage, and then some mask and tissues, and more like not electric, but space blanket and cord, so we can play in here when we're stuck at supercharging. More mask and umbrella, and we left these two big, really huge pockets down here open because we want to be able to get stuff from the bottom easily, because we put stuff on the bottom here too. And when we sit in the car, we lean all the way back, and we don't want any intrusion, anything that's hitting this thing and preventing us from stretching our legs all the way out. And over here we place an iPad Pro, and these pockets right here are very useful. They're on both sides actually. Actually, we don't want that here. Those are useful for water bottle, because Nikki's, as he's a passenger, she would have a water bottle over here. As a driver, I would have my water bottle over here. That would free up space from the front, because when we road trip, we like to have a lot of water to drink, but we don't want it to take up space up there, because I like as much space when I drive as possible. And then of course here, it's the same as the other side, but here we could put a napkin box in here, but right now we don't need it. And of course we leave these two big space down here open. Actually, this pocket right here is for the windshield cover that perfectly fit in here after we folded it. And here we have this military grade pouch that we can just put in stuff like, this is my Osmo mount, so that I can do those nice time lapse that you guys see in the car easily. I mount it up to this ceiling right here. This is the point, and this is for the mirrorless camera. This one can withstand a mirrorless camera, because it has 3 suction cup, so the mirrorless camera is not going anywhere. And so we have more. This is like gum, and this is more gloves. And so yeah, this 2 things alone right here is really useful, especially for a small car, and we use it so often that that it's just one of our top accessory to have in a car.
For the back window, we want something permanent but still able to see while driving. Therefore, we use a net cover. It makes it hard for others to peek in while allowing outside view. Although we are completely hidden from the outside world, we can still see, thanks to the Tesla sides and rear cameras. For the front, we live view the outside using our GoPro. Having this peace of mind while walking away inside our car is serene. This is why I don't mind waiting at a supercharger. And since we have created an office to work in the front and a sleeping quarter to rest in the back of our hotel Tesla, I low-key wish that supercharging takes longer. It forces one to focus and get tasks done when being confined in a small space. You can work anywhere, have any views, and meet up with friends along the way. You can enjoy the outside while being inside and only a few steps away from nature. An organized desk setup enhances your ability to work. Your workspace is a visual representation of your professionalism, be it in the office, at home, or in the car. It promotes strong work ethics and improved productivity. Less clutter reduces stress, while the opposite fosters a negative state of mind, contributing to the feeling of being overwhelmed. Clean, organized work environment also facilitates creativity, and nothing inspires creativity more than a blank slate. Having a clean desk empowers one to focus on the task at hand. It allows for a quick glance to know where everything is, and not have to wonder if there's a pink slip somewhere in the pile of forgotten dreams, and how long it has been there. More importantly, am I still getting paid? So back to the question, do I work to live or live to work? I work to live. I accept a role that might not be exciting, but allows the time for me to pursue my hobbies, such as creating this video. And every time I start a new project, I ask myself, what difference could I make that other people would love? Moreover, I don't lose focus on views or subscriber counts, or that most people watching our videos are non-subscriber, or that I barely make enough money for a grande caramel macchiato, or the comment that my face will make onions cry, but the lasting memories our video bring by delivering thorough, informative, and professional content. Research shows that great work is produced when people focus on doing something others love. So comes the million-dollar questions. Do I really work in the car? And the answer is yes. After Nikki acquired my office in a form of hostile takeover, I switched between working at my island kitchen, at a cabinet, at my cafe workstation, sofa, hammock, toilet, and in the Tesla. Recently, I set up a new workstation and therefore have been utilizing my new command center setup. However, the beauty of creating an office in the car is that it's always accessible whenever we need it. Sometimes, when we want to get adventurous, we go for a drive and just park somewhere exotic, like in front of any free public Wi-Fi buildings. As a matter of fact, we can stay in the Tesla for several days, as it's packed with snacks, drinks, and other amenities needed to survive in case disaster happen, like when Nikki do another hostile takeover. We will leave you with a quote from Benjamin Franklin. For every minute spent organizing, an hour is earned. How many hours have you already earned if you already have an organized desk?